Hey guys, it's Miharu. Let's talk about free flight. Free flight, or super flight, has been a thing since the very first Spyro game. There are the flight levels and speedways that give it to you for time trial challenges, you get it in bonus levels like Nasty's loot in the super bonus round, and of course, it's a power-up that you use for various tasks. To put it simply, it's always been more of a power-up or one level only reward than something that's actually part of your moveset. The first game to make it that way was Dawn of the Dragon, the third entry in the Legend of Spyro series, and even then it wasn't implemented in the best way. For one, you were tethered to another character, which hindered your speed and made everything feel sluggish, and then there was a cap on how high you could actually fly, so a lot of it felt pointless. It was fun for a while, but ultimately was not ideal. So, for permanent superflight to work in a classic-style Spyro game, it could go one of two ways. The first, and what most people would probably agree on, is to have it be a reward for 100% completion. However, while it does sound like a fun idea in theory, you have to take into consideration what sort of value it would actually have. Sure, it would be cool to fly around, possibly getting out of bounds like a swim and air glitch, but that's about it. And even if you were to apply it to New Game Plus, it still wouldn't have much use. I know people like to say Super Flame from Spyro 2 was a lame reward, mostly because they weren't aware they could restart the game with it intact, but it at least added something to the gameplay, with it essentially being a weapon. In order for Superflight to add any sort of replay value, content within the game would have to be altered or added upon starting up a new mode. And keep in mind, I'm basing this off of what we know from the original trilogy's level structure. If Spyro 4 were to have a more open world design or new modes that allow for that sort of thing, then it wouldn't be as much of an issue. Another way it could work is to have it be an upgradable ability. Say you start out with your glide like normal, but as you progress, you can acquire upgrades which eventually turn that glide into full flight. This idea assumes that later levels will have a design built around this mechanic so it can work. Though, if something like this is done for every ability, that would result in the removal of power-up gates, which is a risky decision as they're quite iconic Spyro gameplay elements. So in that case, I'm thinking something like Banjo-Kazooie with its flight pads. You're not on a time limit, but it lasts only until you touch the ground. Now imagine Spyro did that. You go through a gate and have unlimited flight until you land. In Banjo, of course, you use feathers to fly higher, but Spyro wouldn't need that. And to make it fair, these power-ups would only appear after killing a certain number of enemies or reaching the end of the level. Permanent free flight is definitely a debatable topic, and proper implementation can be tough without making it seem pointless or OP. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment below and let me know. As always, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all my social medias, and I will see you next time. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.